Good morning. Whew. Welcome back to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Blessings. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking with us each and every day, Monday through Friday. I had a little rough start to the week, but we're back. I want to welcome you guys back. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. What's up, Deborah? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of you, and thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of all that we do. And as always, and I say it and I mean it, don't take your time for granted. You could be watching anything, listening, doing anything, but you're here rocking with us. I actually got a notification from Facebook. Is Facebook liking me this week? So, oh man, I appreciate you guys here. So, like I said, as always, share this, tag somebody. Let everybody know that the brothers are in the building, as well as if you're part of our text community, be sure to, what was I about to say? Oh, this thing here. There we go. Mo better. Be sure to share the text community to someone. Tell them to just click the link and be a part of this broadcast. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. As always, join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576 and never miss a broadcast. Let's see. And I think we're up some. All right. So I appreciate you again. So today we are discussing, what are we talking about today? Things we've learned from getting things wrong. It's going to talk about life and some of the ups, downs, ins and outs, and some of the things we've learned in our journey in life. So again, make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And let's see. So I'm just checking. So yeah, make sure you are staying connected with us. I appreciate you. We're rolling into the new year. You know, next week is 2022. Wow. I don't know about y'all, but this time has been flying. I think 2019 just kind of, between 2019 and now, it's just kind of a blur. It's so much has happened, and it's just been a crazy ride. But I appreciate you guys for being here and making it through another year. So we're gonna go ahead, get ready to jump off, get this started. Hey, Aunt Sam, good morning. Y'all, they be blessed. Yes, indeed. But yeah, they be blessed as well. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So like I said, make sure you tell everybody, let the world know that the brothers are still in the building. All right. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and kick this off. Let's see, spliggity splow. And wrong thing.
I want to welcome you to the Brothers of Legacy broadcast, where we are changing our community one conversation at a time, every day.
We are creating a new legacy.
Change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come.
A co-op has to start with ownership. We have a mindset of either I want to make a lot of money or survive. Make a bunch of money or I got to figure out how to survive.
When you have a real bond, when everyone has, we come in with real expectations. Because this is covenant.
The whole premise is that we as a people, with our money and time, aren't often making this general possible, often vested in the land.
Wow. Whew. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. All right. So make sure you share. Let everybody know that the Brothers of Legacy are in the building. Like I said, today we're discussing some of our journey, things that we learn as we get along in our life. Pastor Maybe coming through. This is gonna be just me and him. He just held up by a few meetings this morning, so it's all good. You're just gonna hear my voice for a little while. Let's do this. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Grand rising. All right. So, just talking about some of the things, learned through life. I think for me, some of the greatest lessons of things that I got wrong is the value in staying connected with people. I think, like I didn't realize the power of really staying networked. Like sometimes, and I keep saying, like sometimes you realize, and if you're like me, you've moved, several times, either throughout states or throughout your town and, throughout jobs. And, you always do yeah, man, we're going to stay connected. And there's some folks that are worth staying connected to, not just as a utility, but, as a friend, or just staying connected for various reasons. Just sometimes it's good to know good people. And I thought about my past and some great folks I was connected to that I just kind of let fall by the wayside. And there are moments in your life like, oh man, I wish I was still connected to such and such, or I was still connected to whoever, because it's certain advice or certain things you have known certain people for, that you're like, man, if I remember that number, or if I could just find them again, it'll help me in this situation. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I learned while getting wrong is staying truly connected to people. So I think that's, to me, that's one of my biggest lessons is staying networked, with other folk. And going into the season, my goal is to not let a lot of disconnection happen. Obviously things happen, relationships shift and change, and you may not connect with certain folk for whatever reason, but for the most part, I'm trying to stay more connected than not. Make more of an effort for connections to be maintained, as opposed to, if it happens, it happens. Being more proactive than anything. All right, let me go ahead and get Pastor in the building. All right, let's see. Splickety splow. Good morning, Pastor.
Morning, sir. Good morning, BOL family.
Yeah. The gang's all here.
Happy Thursday. Happy New Year's Eve.
The eve to the eve, right? I had to look at it. I was like, is it? No, I got one more day. One more day of 2021. Let's see, was it 2022? We're going to get through in 2022. Come on, you got to have the line.
Something that was posted.
What's that?
I saw something posted that said, I just realized that 2022 is actually 2022. Like it's 2020 again.
Part 2. Part 2 of 2020. Yes, right. Never. Happy New Year's Eve.
Yes.
The eve to the eve. Oh man. So I think for me that's one of the things and probably like one of my main goals going into part 2 of 2020 is to stay maintain connections, grow great networks, and maintain community and things of that nature. And it takes staying active and reaching out. He says, good morning to you also, my nephew.
Hey, Sam, how you doing?
It takes staying connected, being proactive in, staying connected to your networks. So I think for me, that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, kicking off this conversation, was just being proactive in staying connected to folks. 'Cause I know some great folks, and I thought, I was like, man, I should stay connected to them. Like oh, and then there's certain industries and stuff happen. You're like, oh, if I just do this person's number, you know, because you knew what they were into, you knew what they did, especially I knew a couple of people that were in tech, and it was back early .coms, and they were getting into it. So I always wondered, what they got into, how they what depth of understanding are they at now with everything. So for you, Pastor, what are some of the things that you've got wrong or that you've learned in the past that you're doing more of now that you realize, what, you know, it's helped you that you've probably taken for granted, prior to or growing up?
For me, I think it's just paying more attention.
Right.
Often, as a young person, you're moving so fast that you miss opportunities to learn,
Yeah.
and you find out later
Right.
what you should have slowed down and really paid attention to. Because if
Right.
you were paying attention, you probably
Right.
would have done something different. So for me, as I get older, it's the lesson of paying attention
Right.
and
That's good.
embracing a moment for what it really is.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I used to get so angry so
Mm,
quickly. Like I wasn't short tempered.
okay.
You know, I wasn't the person who acted out in anger,
Okay.
but I felt everything.
Mm, okay.
And not
Okay.
only did I feel everything, but I carried it.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And it was always an internal thing. Most people didn't recognize it, but I felt it.
I
And so I've
got you.
had to learn as I get older, you can't carry that stuff because
Got
even
you.
carrying unnecessary weight causes you to miss moments.
Right.
And other people don't know you missed it, but you reflect back and realize, wow, I was too preoccupied
Right.
to
I got
appreciate
you.
that,
I
you know?
got you. I got you. Because you was holding on to something while a moment was happening,
Yeah.
though they didn't see it in your face, but you couldn't enjoy or really take in all that was going on. Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't
That's good.
I'll never be able to receive a sandwich from you if I'm holding 2 bags of groceries unless you feed it to me.
Right.
But if you
Right.
want me to grab it, but
Right.
but I'm already carrying so
Carry it.
much stuff, I won't be
Right.
able to grab it. I can't appreciate it.
Right. Right. That's good. That's good. Richard said, "Good morning, Richard." He said, "Many times it took me longer to learn, but I learned quicker. Now I understand my learning ways, auditory, not visual, not that much kinesthetic." I'm saying that way wrong. You go get back to that. I learned how, Aunt Sam said, I learned how to mind my own business. Oh man, that's a big one, I'd say. That's a big one. Oh, so yeah, I think yes, that's a good one to really be able to be in the moment, to not hold on to stuff, to pay attention. I think that was a huge one for me.
Testing.
There you go.
No, my microphone came unplugged.
Oh yeah, I heard you. You're good. So yeah, because being in that moment is huge, and not rushing it. Hey, Mama Corey,
Hey,
because
mom.
I can think of a lot of different spaces that I was told once I had a big nose. What, what does that mean? He said I was once told I had a big nose. What does that mean? Mm. In a lot of people's business, brother. In a lot of people's business. But yeah, it's
It means you
it's
were very inquisitive.
inquisitive. Oh, yeah, you're right. Very inquisitive. Very inquisitive. But yeah, that I think that paying attention. For me, another one for me is the utilization of resources when they
Hmm.
were available. And I think I took a lot of that for granted. Got older, like, oh, dang it. I should have done this when it was in my face or somebody else was gonna pay for it. Like, I should have just did it. Wasn't, especially when you're young, I wasn't doing nothing else. I could have just learned this skill. Um, he said, "Irre- mm, okay." Not sure what you're saying there, but yeah, definitely like take advantages of like certain resources, um and pushing forward. Like I think one time I think my dad was gonna give me I was gonna get drumming lessons or something, and I think I blew it off. I didn't pay attention. I didn't realize, he was offering, it's like, hey, call him, let him know the price, I'll take care of it. And I didn't take the time to do it, just to learn it, And the dude wasn't just drum, it was like percussion and, it's no telling what would have came out of that, because I was into music or whatever, but I was like, nah, you know.
That's what I'm saying. It's those, my children asked me a couple of weeks ago, they said, Dad, if you weren't in IT, what would you be doing? I was like, I'd be doing whatever else it took to keep these bills paid and health insurance.
Right,
That was my answer.
right,
Like, I'd be doing whatever it took.
right, right,
It wasn't a thought about my passions.
right,
My thought was, I got to take care of my family.
right,
And
right,
whatever that is, that's what I'm going to do. So my passion is keeping the bills paid.
right, 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 right,
But that's wrong.
right. Exactly. I want you to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
saying it's funny. I posted something the other day. I put a picture because a friend of mine, one of my high school friends,
I seen it.
military friends,
Yeah,
Reggie, posted something and he talked about being in
the
the 40
man.
plus
Right,
club.
right,
So he said, post a picture of yourself and just appreciate life. You've made
right,
your mistakes, but you're
right,
still here. My soul is sound. I
right,
know I'm going to heaven.
right,
I don't look like I used to look.
right,
Got some gray hairs, but I've lived in spite of my mistakes, I've lived a good quality life. I've
right,
raised children. And so, but I think that, we grow up with this mindset that I've got to handle my business.
right,
You're taught to handle your business. You better take care of
right,
your business. You make a family,
right,
take care of your family. That's what we learn. And it's only in the last and rare is the case where someone like coming from where I come from, where they say, uh, I don't mean that parents don't encourage you to chase your dreams, but you're more encouraged to handle your business than you are to chasing your dreams.
yeah. Yep. 100%.
Right.
100%.
I'm cut from the cloth of handle your business.
Right.
you know it wasn't what do you want to do with your life, it's here's what you got to do.
Do what they gotta do.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right,
that's the
right,
mindset. And so I'm grateful that I'm in a place where I've been able to and don't get me wrong, my younger brother's in Hollywood now. That's what he wanted to
right,
do from the time he was in the third grade. you
right,
know
right.
um but I feel like for me it was just like this level of responsibility that I had to do
Have.
this.
Right,
Yeah, and so I'm grateful that I was able to encourage my children to really, really chase their dreams,
right,
to try and pull out of them, what is it that you really want to do, and make sure they understand that, only you can decide what you're going to do.
right,
You know,
right,
like my mother didn't tell me go be in IT.
right.
My mother
Right,
said handle your business.
right, right,
you know
right,
and so I feel like I got caught up in that. And so if I like you don't have life to do all over again. I'm grateful for my life, but that really hit me when my children asked me that
yes, yeah.
the other week, like,
Right,
what would you be doing if you weren't in IT? I said I'd be preaching, because I love preaching. I love
right,
teaching teaching and preaching the gospel. um
right,
so for me, that became a developed passion.
right.
you
Yeah,
know so I feel
yeah,
like if I had paid more attention
right,
at an earlier age. I think about the times that I was in the military. I was in the best physical fitness of my life.
right.
Um, and I probably could have gone on and retired military,
Wow.
but I didn't. I didn't take advantage.
Right,
I got all those opportunities. I mean, if you had just opened up your mouth and said something,
right,
if you'd have just went over there and introduced yourself,
right.
all you had to do Let's pick up the phone. And it was there. It was
It's
right
right
there.
there.
Like you wouldn't even be here right now. You'd be over
Right.
there. You know,
Right.
who doesn't
Right.
think like that, man?
Right. Right. Oh, it said develops a passion or was it a love affair? But yeah, I think yeah, it's those moments. Oh, that, yeah, I think we did grow up in I say, yeah, more of an era like, handle your business. The handle your business kind of, you get a job, you get a family, handle your business. Never, it was because it always came down to no matter what it was that you were choosing, right? The number one question was how you gonna make money with that? Like
Yeah.
how you gonna support a family with that?
Well, I
And
didn't even get that.
yeah,
Because
that
we didn't
was
have
it.
those
That was it.
conversations. Yeah,
Yeah,
like because my mom just worked.
right, right. No,
She
I'm
just
with you.
worked.
We didn't either. That was probably the question that I threw on myself. I threw that on myself. I watched my family have, what they call the blue collar jobs and work. My dad worked, mom worked. This where I told you, the main visual. I see my dad putting on them blue socks, going to work for the bus. Driving the bus every morning. Coming home at like 7. I feel like 6, 7. He always be home by dinner, so it's probably about 5:30 ish.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the consistency in work. And as much as you see people do different things and you're like, oh, that'd be cool to do. It's just like it's hard seeing yourself doing those particular things sometimes. Because I had a track of what I wanted to do as far as like get into music, go to this school first so I can develop the college foundation, then go to this music school, but I just threw it
See
away.
right there.
Right.
See what you said. Like I had this, getting into music. You were
I had
into
it.
music.
Yeah. I had it.
I was into music,
Right.
but I wasn't a DJ. I wasn't
Right.
a rapper, but I
Right.
love music.
Right.
But I never even thought about pursuing music.
Right.
You
Right.
know, for me,
Yeah.
it was whatever I was doing. Ooh, I could do this.
Right.
I
Right.
had a guy come in and help me build a ham radio. We built a radio, literally
Right.
built a ham radio from scratch.
Nice.
And it was a seed planted. Like
Wow.
I'm in technology today. I was in like the
Nice.
7th grade
Right.
when I built this radio, and I'm in technology. I
Nice.
watched the Brady Bunch.
Right.
The father, Michael Brady, was a drafting engineer. I'm like, I could do that. So I took drafting in high school. Like, oh, I could design buildings. Never
Right.
pursued it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But you said
Yeah.
and like you were into music
Yeah.
and you spent a lot of time in music. You
Yeah.
started developing things in music. So you were pushing
Yeah.
towards that.
Yep.
Like last year, you said you brought some stuff. I think it was last year, or the year before, you brought some stuff out
Yeah.
from back in the day, and you were like, "Yeah, I was looking at it, and I was trying to do that." I'm like, "Man, that's passion."
Yeah.
You
Hey,
supposed to
good
be in
morning,
New
sir.
York.
He said supposed to be in New York. Oh man. Oh,
Let's
but
see,
yeah,
Cheryl.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just let it go. I just let it go. I don't. Yeah. Just
She had to pay them bills.
yeah. I guess so. But no, I wasn't even. I know I chose a different school. I didn't get into music. What's crazy? Like, so I went to this school. I went to South Carolina State University, and I started getting into so I discovered the radio station there. So I started hanging out there, like helping doing like I never got on the mic. But I did help, like when the DJs were talking or whatever, I was one that put their background music together and stuff like that. But they didn't have a major in radio, it was all minor. And I couldn't, it was hard to get. Have you all seen Finding Kendrick Johnson? I don't, I'm gonna Google that, Mom. I'm gonna Google that. But yeah, so I never got into, I got more distracted with the radio than I actually was in class. So, which was to my detriment. But yeah, I don't know. I let it go. I guess because I couldn't see. That's some serious thunder going on. I don't know if you heard that. Oh,
Oh wait,
go ahead.
she's talking about the young boy that was rolled up. The young boy that was killed,
Oh, is that?
and they found him rolled up in that gymnasium behind
Yeah,
the.
that
Yeah,
foolery,
yeah. I haven't seen the documentary, Mom, but
foolery, foolery. I've seen it. Foolery.
I don't know why you put that random.
Right, right. Because I was like, it's so funny. I thought there was a movie about a Netflix about a gentleman that did beats. I thought that was the movie that you were talking about in my
Yeah.
head. But yes, yes, I've seen it. I've seen it. It's foolery.
That was one
They
of those
did
rock
something
moments or
right.
frog moments. Frog.
He said, "Sounds like you're still operating in your passion." Yes, I am. It took me a while. I just had to come on back. Just had to come on back because it's crazy. I had people like because I was making beats, and actually, my dad, because I had a sampler, and my dad was down there, and I was playing his jazz records and stuff like that. And he came down. He said, "What you doing?" So I let him hear, some of his original stuff, and I say, "Okay, Dad, let me show you what I did with it." He's like, "All right, all right." He's old school, wasn't into hip hop at all, zero interest. But he's like, "Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing." So it was more of that, like he never got into it. I've never heard him play anything hip hop. Never liked anybody. But but he understood what I was doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an interesting time. Interesting time. I just got out of it. I don't know. I think my mind, like I said, I couldn't see past, like how to make money other than feeling like you have to be a superstar, but not realizing, engineers and folks that just work in the studio, they make pretty decent money.
Yeah. Well,
just
that's
working
it. Like
around and
that was, like my brother is, he said, man, I always wanted to be an actor. I want to go to
right.
Hollywood. And then we find out, really he's such a gifted writer
Yeah. Yeah.
and he does some acting,
Yeah.
but he lives in the world of Hollywood.
Right.
So he's completely engulfed in his passion.
Yeah.
And he does his own show, so he's doing all this stuff plus
Right.
making crazy money,
Nice.
you know.
Oh, just as a
But
note, just as a note, if anyone has not seen The Wonder Years, it's a great show. It's an awesome show.
Wonder
And
Years, Last OG,
oh, that's a great show too. I love Last OG.
yeah,
Actually, I'm trying to catch up on those.
he's a prominent writer on both of those shows.
And I just wanted to let you know, Pastor and Mom McCory, once you talk to your brother, Pastor, and your son, Mom McCory, tell him don't kill off the brother. That's all I'm saying. Don't kill the brother. Yeah, if y'all been watching The Wonder Years, I feel like you're gonna kill the brother. I feel like it. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
All right.
Look, that would have been great while he was here because he was here. They would, he had to come. They shot an episode that was 100% written by him. So when they shoot
Yeah.
your episode, you have to come to Atlanta for the filming. So he was in
Wow.
Atlanta
Wow.
a month ago for the filming of the show. He did the complete show, that
Wow.
complete
Yeah,
episode. I forgot which
I saw.
episode it was.
I think it was the Christmas one. I saw his name, produced by Jordan Black.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Okay. Yeah.
I seen that one. Yeah. So, and that was the episode when the brother came back. In one episode, then he went back to Vietnam in that same episode. I was like, oh, he didn't even give him. They couldn't give him a couple episodes. No, they gonna send him back.
Oh, that's funny. I'll let him know.
I forgot. I know I'm going off on tangent, but I actually forgot about the brother. I was like, there was a brother.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, but like you were saying, he's acting, but he found that he's a great writer.
But again, to Cheryl's point about
Yes.
you're still. It looks like you're still operating
Yes.
in your passion, even on this platform,
Yeah.
right? You created the jingle for the opening and all that kind of stuff, so you're
Definitely.
in there.
Yeah.
And even for me, I'm working in technology.
Right.
I always thought I'd be an engineer, and I've carried the engineer title for probably 20 years of my 30-year career, and it became architect after that. So I am
Right.
building
Yeah.
infrastructure. I'm
Right.
drawing, I'm drafting. I do it every day. I tell people all the time, I make my money selling pictures,
Right.
which is what a drafting engineer is. You draw up plans, you put diagrams together, and you erect, and that's how buildings are built. I do the same thing for IT infrastructure.
Right.
So I think it's interesting how we can find ourselves there. But I realize I've been here this long because I could,
Right.
because
Right.
because I fit,
Yeah.
you know, and excelled.
Definitely. Definitely. Went from the radio to
So, but the mistakes, man, the
yeah.
the mistakes,
Yes.
I'm always willing to talk about learning from my mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just don't like talking about my mistakes,
Right. Right.
right?
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
remember I went through a season of my life where I was so busy trying to tell everybody what I did wrong because I didn't want anybody to hold anything against me. I didn't want to feel like I was holding anything back.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
because when you're a preacher,
Right.
everybody thinks you got a secret, like something that you don't want to come
Right.
out.
The world to know. Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was actually standing in the pulpit preaching a message, and I'm like, you don't have to Google me, ask me, and I'll tell you I did it.
Right.
And then like
Right.
somebody had to pull me aside and be like, preacher, you, you don't have to confess everything from the pulpit.
Wow.
I'm like, I had to learn, like, because people are so brutal.
Right.
He ain't all that. You hear the
Right.
whispers, and he
Right.
did, but just,
Right.
okay, what?
Right.
What do you want to know?
Right. Right.
You know, and when we're done talking about it, then what?
Right.
Because for me, it was about, okay, now that you know, now what? That's
Right.
how it was. That's the attitude. I used to carry this chip on my shoulder, because I've made so many mistakes in my life, but but God saved me. He forgave me for
Right.
those things.
Yeah.
But I realized I was seeking forgiveness from unforgiving sources,
Mm. Right.
right?
Okay.
And that
Okay.
can get you in a lot of trouble, trying to seek forgiveness uh from unforgiving sources,
Yeah.
falling into the
From
trap of
trap
fleshly attacks.
text.
Right,
Right.
right, Cheryl. I had to learn that. And so I not only did I have to learn it, but I had to begin to encourage other people not to fall into that, because that was
Definitely.
a deep, dark hole. And it kept me from allowing the Lord to truly use me.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Because it's another version of people pleasing.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Back to the bone. I see how you bring Bill. Well, I'm knocked off my feet. I appreciate that, Aunt Sam. Yeah. Definitely. That's good though. Like to you're apologizing to unforgiving people, like people that
Yeah, it was a huge
just
mistake.
wow,
These
wow.
people don't care,
Right.
right? Their whole
Right.
goal is to pull you down, and once they have you down, they're on to the next person,
Right. Right.
and they leave you there stuck in a rut like Chuck.
Not stuck in a rut.
Yeah. So
Oh,
making the mistake of not getting over people
yeah.
was an issue.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I think yeah, yeah. And it's funny that you say that. Like I remember, like I said, I had two. I guess I am in like both lanes, but like growing up, like I went to when I was in college, I went to see Les Brown speak. They had this Thinking Big conference, and it blew my mind, just kind of how the words, the quotes, and things of that nature that he put together, inspired everybody. It just made you want to, I can do this now, And some of the things he would say was like, never let somebody's opinion become your fact, you know, and that really like that always stuck with me, not allowing someone what they think to become your
Mhm.
reality. And because you're gonna hear it, no matter what you're doing, what you're into, you know, you can't do that because especially if they've known you too long, if they've unfortunately known you too long, yeah, Les Brown is great. You can never, you'll never become, what you're supposed to become because you constantly listen to people that have known you when you just little guy, when you was, struggling and trying to get it together. And you need people that can kind of see past that, you know,
Right.
and that's
Right.
that's a big thing. And going back to like beginning what I was saying, some things I got wrong was I missed staying connected with folk that had that, throughout the different jobs and different places I lived, because I know like you moved a lot of places and met a lot of people. It's just it's some of them was like, oh, they were genuine. They were solid. They could have
But
been
just
really.
held on, stayed connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my mistakes is like back in the day before email, you wrote
100%.
letters,
Right.
right? And the mistake I made in life is I never wrote letters.
Wow.
So
That
it created a challenge with communication,
right.
moving around, not writing
Right.
letters. When
Right.
you separate from people, the relationship is over.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
you meet them down the line, like no love loss or anything. I mean, I
Right.
could treat you like we just saw each other yesterday,
Right.
but on the other side, it's like, why didn't you communicate?
Right.
Like it would have been nice. Like I've received letters from people and didn't write back.
Right. Right.
Just never
Yeah.
sat down.
And just write
I'd
a
be like,
letter.
oh, that's nice. They wrote me a letter. That's cool.
That's nice.
Somebody thought about me.
I'll put this right here.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really nice that you took the time. You took the time to sit down at a table, at a desk,
Right.
and actually leverage your fingers. I'm sure they get tired because there's multiple pages here. You had a lot to say. Wow.
Okay,
And
let me
you
ask
went
you
and bought
this.
a stamp.
Did you feel like you had to write as much? Maybe that's why you didn't write it. Because like it's kind of like the text. Like if someone says a whole lot, and like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like, was it the pressure of having to write a lot, or you just kind of like didn't think it was
I
valuable?
really didn't think it mattered.
Gotcha.
And like my mom, when I was in Korea, 85, 86, my mom wrote me all the time.
Right.
Ask her, did I write back?
Oh,
She's on here.
You didn't write your mama back, Mama Corey. He didn't write you back.
I didn't. I didn't.
Wow.
Wow. Let me
That's
put myself on
interesting.
blast.
That's interesting.
Richard, it's right here.
What's that?
This is a 3-page letter from Richard
Oh,
that he wrote me from the UK, from Wales.
wow.
See, there's my mom.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Richard. Sorry, Richard.
And I'm like getting ready to ask Richard for his email.
See, Richard, but listen. When someone says, I didn't write my mama back, I ain't expecting a letter now. Like, you should be like, oh, I'm good. Like, I mean, let's get real. Like, if someone's cussed out their mama, oh, yeah, you're going to get cussed out. like, if I don't respect my mama, I don't respect nobody. He respects his mommy, all that, but just the letter part, we joking.
It was just never, but also, like, I'm left-handed and I hated my handwriting.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there's some psychology behind that as well.
I got you.
Like never wanting to see my own handwriting.
I accepted it. I just said, it is what it
like
is.
the first 5 lines,
Yeah.
golden. Right around line 6, 7, starts to get a little shaky.
Your hand getting tired.
You get to line 15, it's chicken scratch. I'm real good for the greeting. It's been a long time. And then all of a sudden,
It's like, what did he say? What did he say?
Crazy.
Oh man.
I literally had to go through this exercise. I would write. I'll never forget. I was I'm trying to remember I can't remember. Me and my brother were testing out our handwriting. We were competing. And I'm like,
Okay.
I bet if I really apply myself, I could write something really nice.
Right.
Really neat. And I did it. But it was
Okay.
like block,
Okay.
like you're in pre-K and you're tracing letters. That's how neat my handwriting was.
I got you. Look,
I know that,
I'm
Mom,
left-handed.
but you're not. But your handwriting, Mom, you can write. My mom is ambidextrous. She can write with both hands.
Both hands.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she was
Okay.
born left-handed. She just taught herself to write right-handed because you couldn't when she was
I
coming
know.
up.
They
You
forced
couldn't
you
be
to.
left-handed.
Yeah, you got to swap on your hand. You had to switch
Yeah.
hands. Yeah, I heard about
Right. So she learned to write right-handed,
Okay.
but she was born left-handed. So I'm
that. I was about to say
left-handed.
that's probably why she didn't get on you, because she didn't want you to have to struggle like she went through.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So-
she just let me do
Yeah.
what I did, and it's because it was a struggle for me to be left-handed. I
Right.
could find nothing. You know.
Right.
But it's funny. My younger brother just wrote naturally, and
Right.
then I put all this effort. And then when
Right.
somebody looked at it, they liked his handwriting better than mine
Right.
because his looked more natural.
Natural. Right. You have to concentrate. I know. I
Yeah,
know what you mean. Jesus.
yeah.
Yo,
So
it's a lot of fun to
I
have.
said all that to say, yeah, I struggled with writing people back. That was the problem.
She said, "Oh, Aunt Sam said so
So,
ironic.
Sam,
I'm ambidextrous too. Wow.
Sam, but weren't you born right-handed? Did you like make yourself go left? Like, who does that? Or are
She
you
said,
just saying you just had to use both hands so often that you just was able to? Are you saying you can write both left and right, Sam? I don't want to change the subject, but
nah, you good. You good. You good. Listen, how many? We about to switch it. Listen, how many people on here when at school were made to write? Oh, right-handed, not me. I made it worse than the left. They gave up. They gave up. Oh yeah, nah. I
oh,
think
look
by
at
the time.
Lisa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's just
All
too.
right,
Look at
y'all.
you.
Oh, see, women just had to do it all. That's what
Right.
that is.
That's what I'm saying. This is yeah, I'm left-handed and my writing is horrible.
Yeah.
Fun. My
The
name
only
is
time
Anthony.
guys can be ambidextrous is if it's sports. Otherwise, we don't care.
Right. Throw with both hands. Oh, he could go with both hands. Look at that. You
Yeah,
can't even take
switch
him down.
hitter.
Right.
Yeah, go left,
That's
go
what
right on the basketball court.
that's a
Got to
big
be able
thing
to
for
shoot
us.
both hands.
That's a big
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Oh, you heard it too? Wow, Thunder. I thought someone was rolling something. That's the floor. Nah, that's the thunder. That is the thunder. Yeah, it's rough out there today.
Oh, you got thunder on your side of town?
Yeah, it might be coming your way. You're right, baseball, right? He
Oh,
said I
she wanted
wanted
to be
to.
left-handed. Wow.
Ah, okay, 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 okay.
I don't know why.
Right.
The only time being left-handed benefited me is when I was throwing a baseball, pitching.
Nice, nice. Yeah, well, yeah, because right, like if you're writing on like a whiteboard or something, and you got to make sure your hand is lifted up because you're not
If you're
dragging.
left-handed.
Dragging
Well,
across.
I grew up, and that was the other thing. Like you
He
write with
said,
a
"Oh, you had
pencil.
to."
Yeah, you write with a pencil, you get pencil lead all on you. You had to. Yeah,
Right.
that's
See,
why
the
most
struggle.
left-handers, they write like this.
Yep. They read over the.
But that's not how my mom taught me to write. I write like a
Yep.
regular person, like a right-handed person, but I would just get pencil all over my fingers.
Right. Exactly. Or like
Go
if it's
ahead.
next to if you got the spiral notebooks, now you gotta if you write on the edge, you gotta write over that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the struggle. The struggle's real. He said,
Yes, Richard. I struck a lot of people out, but I didn't play. I played baseball formally just in Little League. I played 1 year in high school. But again, would have been great,
Let's go back to the topic, right?
but
Wouldn't have
I
been great.
just
You just didn't pursue it.
didn't follow through with
Right.
it.
It's that follow through.
And that football too. I wasn't that big, but man, I was fast. You know.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I was faster than most of the guys who ran track at our school, but I
Wow.
wasn't on the track team. And actually, when I was in middle school, I ran track at the Catholic school and was great, and then quit the track team. Just
Wow.
never you stuck with it. I think I had an issue with the accolades, like being on Front
Okay.
Street, the
Wow.
attention.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Wow.
I didn't like it.
So
And I
Walter
even
Payton
struggle
or
with
Jerry
that today.
Rice.
That's the hardest part of
Yeah, I
preaching
know.
is
The accolades. Right.
when people
Right.
start to elevate you and
Oh yeah.
like, nah. He said
So
Walter Payton or Jerry Rice. Neither. Maybe the long lost nephew or something. I don't know.
right. Oh yeah. I mean, and it's crazy about I guess the pursuing of things like seeing more of it, more than what you're seeing, in front of you. I guess it's always taking somebody to have to tell you that, hey, you can go far in this thing, or there's so much more you can get out of this if you really want it, because like you just did it because you loved it, it was fun, and you was just good at it, and it's something that you enjoyed. But I think it just takes someone to kind of show you more, or you see it like, is there
But
more?
again, that's where I feel like, growing up in a two-parent household,
Yeah.
You know, like my mom, she wanted us to do whatever we wanted to do,
Right.
but she worked a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
And so she would support us and stuff, but she didn't like look at me like, ooh, you know what? You should really,
Nah.
for her, it was just about making room for us to be able to do it.
Right.
You know,
Right. Right. Right.
if I had, you know, if there was somebody else there to be like, you know what, man, you really need to, I really see something there.
Yeah.
Like I saw the guys who played, their fathers were talking to the coaches.
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like we didn't have that. You know,
Yeah.
those are some of the things that, you know, as a father, I've had to pay attention to in
Right.
my life with my children, you know. Um, so that could be part of it, you
Right.
know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't really say that. I just know that you know, when I think about some of the things that I probably would have done differently, I probably would have stepped up,
Yeah.
you know, and made that thing happen or pursued it a little deeper, a little further, that kind of thing.
Right.
Because anytime I was ever actually pursuing something, it was out of need,
Wow. Okay. I got
not
you.
out of passion.
That makes
Yeah,
sense. That makes
yeah,
sense. I mean, a lot of yeah. I mean, mine was a little different. Yeah, mine was more. I enjoyed it. I did it. A passion kind of thing. Like my parents, I won't say they worked as much. They were gone. Like my mom worked, but they were like focused on just the basics of life. Like it was more or less setting you up so you can go get a job or go to school, get a job. Like and get out the
yeah.
house kind of thing. It was more the basic middle class track. Let's just make sure you good. Like
Well, something happened when the internet blew up, right?
and
When
that's
the
that's the
internet came
thing.
about,
Yeah,
it shrunk the world
right. And
and it gave you more
possibilities.
access to people doing things that
Yes.
you thought about doing, you know? And
Yes.
so you start to realize, wow, I could, if she can, you know what?
I can do
You know,
yeah.
if you know,
Yes.
and it's the truth
Yeah.
because you know it brought information closer because
Yes.
not everybody ran to the library.
Right. Right.
You know, not everybody ordered all the magazines.
Right.
You know, my little
Right.
brother did.
Really.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, he's in Hollywood because he had, I mean, his entire like, you know, you had wallpaper on your walls
Right.
growing up or paneling.
Right. Oh yeah.
Nobody
Paneling.
painting in our neighborhood. You had
Oh, I'm with
paneling
listen. All
or
wallpaper. We
wallpaper.
had we had a lot of paneling.
Yeah, and so his walls were plastered with cutout magazine pages,
Wow.
and 80% of it was Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he had, you know, and so because he could find it in a magazine,
Yeah.
it became
A possibility.
a possibility for him.
Right.
So
Right.
he was always looking at the magazines, entertainment magazines and stuff like that, reading the books that for you know, so he did all of that stuff. And so naturally he was directed towards that. You know,
Right.
he had all the Michael Jackson, he saved his money, bought the Michael Jackson jackets. You know, he had
Wow.
every video jacket, you know, the Billie Jean, the Thriller,
The
he had the
simplest.
Pepsi,
Yeah.
he
Right
had
there.
the sweater, the vest from Human Nature with the little pin.
Wow.
Like, I only know this because it was in the house. Like, I didn't follow Michael Jackson.
Now I'm about to look up that human nature video. 'Cause I can't
Yeah,
even remember what it
yeah,
looked
from the
like.
Human Nature. Yeah, it was a yellow
He said a form of a
uh
vision board. Right, right, right. He had a vision board.
with a yeah, it's like absolutely, Cheryl. Later on, those became vision boards. My brother
Wow.
was doing vision boards in the 80s.
Right,
That's a
right,
fact.
right.
That's a fact. Probably
Wow.
70s, 70, 78, 79. You know.
Wow. That's awesome.
So, and you're right. That's deep. That's powerful. I need to tell him that, Cheryl.
A vision board. Yeah. That's
Mom, you need to tell Gary that. Jordan. Y'all know him as Jordan Black. Look, Mama call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. His name is Gary McCrory. Y'all know him as
right.
Jordan Black. Um,
Wow.
uh, yeah, he had all the Michael Jackson stuff, man.
Wow.
And literally, you'd have thought that he lost his uncle when Michael Jackson passed away.
Oh wow.
He went through mourning.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, huge Michael Jackson fan.
That's
You
interesting.
know,
Wow.
but he ended up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So he had that vision from a very young age, and it's one of my. I take great pride in watching him in action. You know,
Yeah.
because I've seen him on television. He always wanted to be on TV, and I can turn on the TV and I can see him.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I see his
Right.
name in lights. He always wanted his name in lights. I've seen his
Yeah.
name in the credits. You
Right.
know, and that's
Yeah.
awesome to come from where we come from, man.
Yeah.
And he'll sit here and tell you about the mistakes that he's made,
Right.
right?
Right.
And where he probably like, if I had just, or if I had just, or if I'd accept, but he was not gonna settle,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So I guess you can't call those mistakes.
Mistakes, right?
Yeah, he was offered a lot of stuff, man.
Wow.
Which
So
one?
what was the name of that Michael Jackson video?
Human Nature?
Probably Human Nature. Yeah.
Human Nature is the one where Michael Jackson had like a sweater, yellow sweater vest with the little button on it. I don't know what those things are called.
That would be. Let's see if we can get him on it one day.
Yeah.
See if we can get him on. If he's a early morning-ish. Well, because that's like,
No, not it'd be 6 a.m. for him.
yeah.
He'd probably just be getting to bed because Hollywood, they work
Right.
nights.
Right. He'll give us an extra hour up. Oh, but so listen, we appreciate you guys rocking and hanging with us. Just kind of talking about the things we've learned from getting things wrong. This is the first of many. We're going to discuss more of this. But I appreciate you guys rocking and hanging with us and being a part of the Brothers of Legacy. Thank you for always sharing. Listen, I need you to do 2 things. Do several things, actually. If you're on the, let's see, hold on. So low. There we go. There we go. Mike. Oh, okay. That's okay. Wow. Gotcha. We all need to get the vest. Let's see. Also, appreciate you, Mama Corey. Oh, he said I've never seen that one. I have. I remember it now.
Sure he did.
Once he showed it. Because I wasn't a huge fan, but I was a fan.
This is the little, like most people think that's a design, but that's a pen.
Oh, that looks like let me see. Hold on. It's
not embroidered. That's an actual. Am I too close?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see it now.
It's a crown, couple circles, and then there's one with some dangly things at the bottom.
Wow. Yeah.
Like this is the top of it is a crown. Then you have these 2 circles, and then you have this little piece right here that's got something dangling at the bottom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, peoples. So we appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Oh, my request. If you're on YouTube, make sure you give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But each broadcast that you're on in YouTube land, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're in Facebook land, make sure you go to and you're following the Brothers of Legacy account in Facebook. All right. That's it. That's all. And make sure you share this content. That's all we ask. That's it. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys same time, same channel. Always know that we love you. God loves you more. Continue to stay safe. And wear the masks. Because Maricron, Galvatron is out there. So do the right thing. All right. We'll see you guys in the AM. Peace out. As always, we love you. Know that God loves you more. Stay safe. Thank you guys for rocking, hanging, make sure sharing is caring. All of my replay peoples that watch in the background that I know